If you are still valuing Tesla based on how many cars they deliver each quarter, you are likely missing the real gold mine. While the entire world is staring at the steering wheel, Elon Musk has just activated a new money-printing machine, the global AI power grid. Think about this for a second. Why would SpaceX, Musk's rocket company, lease its massive Colossus supercomputer to Anthropic, a direct rival to his own OpenAI project? It sounds counterintuitive, right? It sounds like he's helping the competition. But in the world of high-stakes macroeconomics, there are no accidents. For years, the market has treated Tesla as an automaker, punishing its stock every time a delivery mishappened or a factory in China slowed down. But what if the cars were just the Trojan horse? What if the real product isn't the Model 3 or the Cyber Beast, but the massive, unyielding compute that powers them? Today, we are decoding a massive shift in the Musk ecosystem. We're moving beyond the hardware hell of manufacturing and into the era of compute as a service. We're talking about a transformation that could turn Tesla from a car company into a global AI utility provider, a toll booth that every AI firm in the world will eventually have to pay to pass. Buckle up. Because to understand where Tesla is going, we first need to look at an event that just happened over at SpaceX, but is vibrating all the way to the pockets of Tesla shareholders. To understand why this is a massive turning point for Tesla, we need to look at an event that just happened over at SpaceX, but is vibrating all the way to the pockets of Tesla shareholders. Recently, news broke that SpaceX, not Tesla, but the rocket company, inked a massive deal with Anthropic. If you're not familiar, Anthropic is the AI powerhouse behind Claude, and they are one of the biggest rivals to Sam Altman's OpenAI. The deal? SpaceX is leasing out its Colossus 1 supercomputer cluster, a beast consuming 300 megawatts of power, to give Anthropic the compute they desperately need. Now, pause. Ask yourself, why would SpaceX, Musk's rocket company, help out a competitor? The answer lies in a concept that most retail investors are completely overlooking: compute as a service. For the past 2 years, the biggest bottleneck in the AI revolution hasn't been smart researchers or clever code, it's been compute. Specifically, high-end GPUs and the massive power grids required to run them. Anthropic was hitting a rate limit wall. They had the soul of an AI, but they didn't have the body, the raw processing power to scale. By stepping in, Musk has effectively turned his private infrastructure into a high-margin digital landlord. Think of it like this: if AI is the new oil, then Colossus is the world's most advanced refinery. And right now, Anthropic is paying a massive premium just to use the pipes. We are talking about estimated revenues in the billions per year, flowing directly into the Musk ecosystem. But here is the logic that connects this back to your Tesla shares. Even though SpaceX and Tesla are separate legal entities, they share a technological DNA. When SpaceX builds a 300-megawatt cluster like Colossus 1, they aren't just building it for rockets. They are perfecting the blueprint for the Terawab chip clusters and the Dojo supercomputer that will eventually live inside every Tesla factory and every Robotaxi. Elon himself noted that Anthropic cared about doing the right thing and didn't trigger his evil detector. This isn't just a business deal, it's a strategic alliance. By leasing out excess capacity, Musk is ensuring that his infrastructure pays for itself while simultaneously creating a massive compute moat. The group of researchers analyzing this deal all agree this is a classic win-win. Anthropic gets the compute they need right now to survive, while SpaceX generates massive real-world cash flow. And don't think for a second that this means Grok or xAI is falling behind. Colossus 2 is already being built to train the next generation of Grok models in parallel. This deal proves that the Musk ecosystem is no longer just about selling products, it's about controlling the underlying utility of the 21st century. Whether you are driving a Tesla or chatting with an AI, you are likely operating on hardware that Elon Musk built, optimized, and now is leasing back to the world. This is the Musk ecosystem logic in full effect. Even without a formal merger, the data, the compute, and the capital are all flowing toward a single unified goal. It creates a feedback loop where every dollar earned by SpaceX's compute clusters accelerates the AI brain that will eventually drive your Tesla. But compute is just the brain. For this brain to actually make you money as an investor, it needs a body. It needs wheels on the ground. And that brings us to the most controversial and rapidly accelerating part of this story, the Robotaxi. If you think 300 megawatts is a lot of power, wait until you see the data coming out of Texas and Houston in just the last 5 days. Because while everyone was arguing about AI safety, Tesla's unsupervised fleet just hit a massive growth spurt.
But wait, if you think Tesla is simply renting out server space like a typical landlord, you are dead wrong. They are building something far more profound, something I call the multidimensional AI power grid. To understand why this is a financial game changer, we have to talk about the brutal reality of the profit margin paradox. For a decade, Tesla has been judged as a car company, and in the world of manufacturing hardware, metal, rubber, glass, the margins are unforgiving. Even at its peak, Tesla's automotive gross margin hovered around 15 to 20%. That's considered elite for cars, but it's a grueling business. You have to deal with global supply chains, labor strikes, and the massive capital cost of building physical gigafactories. Now, compare that to the world of AI infrastructure and software as a service. When companies like NVIDIA sell chips or Microsoft sells cloud compute, we aren't talking about 15% margins. We are talking about 70%, 80%, or even higher. By pivoting towards compute as a service, Tesla is essentially attempting to migrate its entire valuation from the low-margin, high-effort hardware bucket into the high-margin, scalable software bucket. Look at the numbers. To build a car, Tesla spends thousands on raw materials, but to sell compute, the primary costs are electricity and the initial depreciation of the chips. Once that cluster is live, like the Colossus cluster we just discussed, every additional hour of compute leased out is almost pure, unadulterated profit. And here is where the twist gets even deeper. Tesla's Robotaxi fleet isn't just a taxi service. Most people see a car with no steering wheel. I want you to see a mobile edge node. Every Robotaxi on the road is a high-performance computer on wheels. While it's driving passengers from point A to point B, it is simultaneously acting as a data harvester. It collects millions of frames of real-world corner cases, those weird, unpredictable traffic events that you can't simulate in a lab. In the AI world, data is the fuel, and compute is the engine. Usually, companies have to pay a fortune to acquire high-quality training data. Tesla gets it for free. Actually, they get paid by the passenger while the car collects it. This creates a value flywheel that no other car maker can touch. The Robotaxi collects high-value, real-world data at zero cost. That data is fed to the Dojo and Colossus supercomputers to train a more human-like AI. That superior AI is then leased back to companies like Anthropic or used to power the next generation of Optimus robots. Tesla is capturing the root of the AI value chain. While NVIDIA provides the shovels, Tesla is building the entire digital mine, the refinery, and the distribution network all at once. But there's a catch. For this AI power grid to truly dominate, it needs more than just cars and servers. It needs to solve the ultimate physical bottleneck. It needs a body that can operate not just on the road, but inside the factories and homes of the future. If you think the jump from 15% to 80% is shocking, Wait until you see what happens when Tesla stops doing demos and starts the scale phase of its most silent project yet. We need to talk about why the silence around Optimus right now is actually the loudest signal for investors. If you've noticed that Tesla has gone quiet on Optimus lately, don't be fooled. In the world of high-stakes manufacturing, silence isn't an absence of progress, it's a change in strategy. Tesla has moved past the cool demo phase. They are now in the production hell phase, but this time they've done it before, and they know exactly how to win. While competitors are busy showing off robots doing backflips for YouTube views, Tesla is quietly gutting and retrofitting the Fremont and Giga Texas factories. Why? Because they are optimizing for one thing only, the $20,000 price point. To get a humanoid robot down to the price of a budget sedan, you can't use off-the-shelf parts. This is where Tesla's vertical integration becomes a lethal weapon. They are designing their own actuators, their own battery packs, and most importantly, their own teraflop AI chips.
By controlling the entire supply chain, Tesla isn't just building a robot, they are building a commodity that can be scaled by the millions. This brings us to what Charlie Munger used to call the Lollapalooza effect. It's what happens when multiple powerful forces, AI, robotics, and energy, all converge at the exact same time to create an unstoppable result. Think about the ecosystem we've mapped out today. You have SpaceX providing the high-altitude data and the massive compute-as-a-service infrastructure. You have xAI acting as the ultra-intelligent brain, and you have Tesla providing the body, Optimus and Robotaxi, and the nervous system, the real-world data from millions of cars. When you connect these dots, you realize that Elon Musk isn't just running several companies, he is building a unified, closed-loop entity, a multi-dimensional AI infrastructure trust. If you are a long-term investor, you need to stop looking at the 10-month chart and start looking at the 10-year horizon. Most people are still debating whether Tesla can sell 2 million cars next year. They're asking the wrong question. The real question is, what is the value of a company that owns the most advanced AI brain, the cheapest robotic body, and the largest private supercomputer on Earth? In this scenario, Tesla ceases to be a cyclical car company and becomes a structural AI utility. It becomes the Louis Diend AI, the AI power grid. Just as you pay for electricity or water today, every industry in the future, from logistics to healthcare to manufacturing, will have to pay a compute tax to the ecosystem that owns the infrastructure. This is the ultimate defensive moat. It's non-custodial, it's digital, and it's backed by massive physical assets. It's a vision that goes beyond a simple stock ticker. But as with any revolution, this massive shift comes with a fundamental question for us, the investors. Are we ready to change how we measure value? Are we ready to look past the hardware and see the ghost in the machine that is actually generating the wealth? As we wrap up this deep dive, it's time to take a hard look at your own portfolio, because the reset of how we define a tech giant is already happening, and it's leaving the old definitions in the dust. The era of Tesla as just a car company is officially over. What we are witnessing is the birth of a sovereign AI infrastructure empire. By holding the keys to both massive compute through clusters like Colossus and high-fidelity data through millions of cars on the road, Elon Musk has positioned Tesla as the ultimate toll booth of the future. Whether it's Anthropic leasing servers or a competitor trying to catch up in robotics, they all eventually have to pass through the ecosystem Musk has built. The hardware, the metal, the glass, and the wheels, is simply the physical shell. The true value, the real ghost in the machine, is the Louis Diend AI, the multi-dimensional power grid that processes reality in real time. As an investor, you are standing at a crossroads. You can continue to trade based on quarterly delivery numbers and short-term headlines, or you can start valuing this company for what it truly is, a global utility for the intelligence age. The choice is yours. Will you define Tesla's success by the number of steering wheels sold or by the thousands of teraflops of computing power it owns? In a world where intelligence is the most valuable commodity, I know which side of that bet I'd rather be on. But I want to hear from you. Does this AI power grid vision change how you look at your portfolio, or are you still waiting for more evidence on the ground? Drop a comment below with long-term investor if you agree with this infrastructure shift. If you found this breakdown valuable, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to stay ahead of the next market reset. The future isn't just coming, it's being computed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next deep dive.